A baby just looked at you, and for a second, it felt like it knew something about you. That feeling? Almost everyone's had it, but neuroscientists have been studying that exact moment for over 20 years. And what's happening inside that tiny brain during that stare doesn't just explain babies. It explains how your consciousness was built. 5 discoveries. Countdown from least to most mind-bending. And number 1 is the one thing neuroscientists in this field actually agree on. The reasonable explanation for why babies stare is simple. Their vision is blurry, and your face is the most interesting-looking blob nearby. Completely reasonable. Also, completely wrong. Newborns do have limited visual range, about 8 to 12 inches. But by 3 months old, a baby can see practically anything in the room. The ceiling, the window, the dog, the pile of laundry you've been walking past for 11 days. They look at none of it. They look at you. That is not a vision limitation. That is a deliberate choice made by a creature who cannot yet hold their own head up. A 3-month-old has already decided that your face is the most important object in their known universe, which, honestly, is either very flattering or very alarming, depending on how your morning has gone. A baby at 3 months has already decided your face outranks every toy, every dog, and everything else in the room. The laundry never stood a chance. So babies choose your face on purpose. Number 4 tells you what they're doing to it and to your brain once the stare locks in. What if a baby looking at you is actually syncing with your brain? In a landmark 2017 study from the University of Cambridge, researchers placed EEG headsets on babies and an adult, tracking their brain activity during simple interactions. When the adult looked away, nothing happened. But the moment they made direct eye contact, their brainwaves synchronized. Same rhythms, same patterns, across 2 completely separate brains. And here's what stunned researchers. It worked both ways. The baby wasn't just receiving signals, it was influencing the adult's brain too. A few-month-old infant actively shaping the neural activity of a grown human. That stare isn't random. It's a developing brain reaching out, using yours to help build itself. Here's something that seems backwards. Developmental researchers found that 3-month-old babies stare longer at strangers than at their own parents, which sounds wrong. Surely the face they love most should get the longest look. Cognitive scientists call it the violation of expectation response. Babies stare longer at things they haven't finished processing. A stranger is a new puzzle. The caregiver's face, by 3 months, has already been studied for thousands of hours. Every expression, every micro-movement cataloged and filed. When a baby looks at you, they're not confused. They're reading you quickly, like a doctor checking vitals. Researchers found that by 5 months, babies can tell a real smile from a fake one. By 6 months, they use your emotional state as navigation data for the world around them. Developmental psychologists call it social referencing. You look scared, they freeze. You look excited, they reach for the object. You look calm, they explore. They're not responding to the thing, they're responding to what your face says about the thing. The stare is not admiration. It is real-time data collection. And your face is the only forecast they trust. A baby doesn't look at the scary dog. They look at your face to decide whether to be scared. You are not just their parent. You are the emotional operating system their entire world runs on. Number 3 shows you the baby is reading your face constantly. Number 2 shows you what happens the moment you go blank, and it produced the most disturbing 90 seconds in the history of developmental psychology. What happens if a baby looks at you and you suddenly stop responding? In a famous experiment by Harvard researcher Dr. Edward Tronick, a mother plays with her baby, smiling, talking, fully engaged. Then, she goes completely still. No expression, no reaction, just a blank face. The baby notices almost instantly. They try everything, smiling, pointing, making sounds, all the things that always work. Nothing. So they try harder, faster, more urgent. Still, nothing. Within 90 seconds, stress kicks in. Heart rate rises, cortisol spikes. Some babies cry, others shut down completely. And when the mother finally responds again, the baby doesn't trust it right away. They check first, making sure she's really back. Dr. Edward Tronick described it as the adult saying, "I'm here and I'm gone." And for a brain that depends on that connection to understand the world, that's deeply unsettling. Your face is not decoration. To a baby, your face is the world. And when it goes dark, they feel it in their nervous system before they can understand it in any other way. Number 2 shows you what happens when the face disappears. Number 1 shows you what's being built every single time it doesn't, and it's the part of the brain that will run your child's entire emotional life. Researchers at MIT's McGovern Institute have studied what happens inside a baby's brain during face-to-face interaction. And one region lights up more than anything else, the prefrontal cortex. The part of the brain responsible for decision-making, emotional control, and social behavior. The system your child will rely on for the rest of their life. And here's the surprising part. This region is already active as early as 2 months old. And how strongly it develops depends on one thing: how often their signals are noticed and responded to. Every time you hold a baby's gaze, mirror their expression, or respond to their cues, you're not just bonding, you're shaping the architecture of their brain. That stare isn't random, it's how the human brain builds itself, and it can't do it alone. A baby staring at your face is not doing nothing. They are laying the neural foundation for every thought, emotion, and decision they will ever have. You are the most important piece of construction equipment their brain will ever use. So the next time a baby locks eyes with you and holds, they're not judging you. Well, they might be a little bit judging you, but mainly, they're learning how to be human. And they need your face to do it. If you're the kind of person who can't hear a fact like that and just move on, who needs to know the why behind everything, then MindMint was built specifically for you. See you on the next one.